I welcome you all with love. Today we have a special weather report. It's always good to know which way the wind's blowing. And the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Organization has noted that they've been very inaccurate in the weather assessments because they're let's say 90% off. 90% of their stations are in the wrong places. So by 2005, they actually get everything back in order, which means you have to be 100 feet away from any surface that could be warming. And so, for the last 14 years, they have 114 stations around the lower 48, and the research shows the temperature is slightly cooling. Other research shows 0.46 degrees centigrade, other studies. So what's wrong with this picture? Not the science. We actually have some accurate science. Okay, that's good. And in addition, the carbon dioxide output is now equivalent to what it was in 1985, even though we've had a quarter increase in our population. There seems to be a problem here. The other day, and this dates it, and please understand this is not political, but the fact is leaders, national leaders that happen to be in the Democratic Party, they could also have been Republicans, were still debating about whether climate change, what to do. Some people were saying, well, the world's going to end in 12 years because of climate change and melting polar caps, none of which appears to be true. Photographs show they're actually expanding. The polar bears were supposed to go extinct. Now we have a problem. Literally, polar bears have gone from 5,000 to 20,000, and now they're starting to come into towns because not enough food. What's my point? My point is not about global cooling that's going on. My point is, the fact is most people are still thinking we're in global warming. How can that be when the research is showing us that's not the scientific fact? National research, the Oceanic Group, and the Atmospheric Association. So what happened here? This is the key to understanding. Because you can't be liberated if your mind is stuck in the matrix. That's my point here, is that even though the facts are right there, and other research, we've had no global warming since 1998, and the other facts are carbon dioxide, even though it's lower than any other nation in the world at this point, in terms of per nation population and so forth, it's irrelevant because carbon dioxide is less than 1% of what causes global warming. Global warming is caused by the amount of sunspots. And the NASA made a point that we've hit what we call the sunspot minimum, which antedates going into warming. And so antedates going into global cooling. So, but our minds aren't hearing it. That's the thing. You can't be liberated if your mind is stuck in the matrix. Now, that's the second time I've said that. That is really, really key. So how do we do this? How do we pop out of the matrix so we can actually see what's going on and not be put a part of what I call lemming thinking? There's an experiment called the Ash experiment where if enough people say something, then even though you're not sure, you'll go along with it, even though they're wrong. Oh, that's interesting. So, liberation takes breaking away from the matrix. Now, in the Torah, it said it pretty interestingly, is that Israel will always be separate, because they're talking about liberation. They'll be connected but always separate. That's a very important teaching. Okay? It was actually given by Balaam. In a sense, it was supposedly a curse, but it's really a blessing. We need to be a little separate. I would say another teaching is touch, don't blend. So somehow we're so influenced by the social consciousness that we get entrapped. So what can we do? Second part of the point I want to make. How do we not get entrapped in the global mind, which seems to be way off at this point? It can't even get what the temperature is. I mean, wow. But it is out there, see. As I just explained, we are in slight global cooling now. So, how do we do it? We have to see ourselves as both connected and separate. A little tricky. Well, how do you do it? Well, we talk about the 6 foundations, sevenfold peace. What that does, all those practices, is they quiet our mind from all these outer thought forms that are affecting our thinking and our mind, and then we can transcend the mind to the truth of things. The truth of things is not the weather report. Okay? The truth of things is a quiet mind so we can access the truth of who we are by going beyond the mind. That's with eating a 80% live food, 100% vegan diet, different energetic exercises to expand the prana. We have the yoga, we have Tai Chi, Qigong, things like that. Sacred dance, charity, where you take your mind off yourself and are able to affect people. Working with a spiritual teacher because they can point out when you get stuck in the matrix. Okay? Very important thing, because if you're in the matrix, forget about getting liberated. It's not going to happen. Okay? You're still thinking we're in global warming when we're in global. How can you possibly wake up if you can't even get that straight? So we have to know which way the wind's blowing. Okay, and then it is kind of funny. Okay, and then of course meditating, focusing on the truth of who you are, and as much Shaktipat and Haniha, the spiritual energy that helps you awaken to go beyond the mind. We all have that potential. It's our God-given right that we are to wake up. But we have to play a little bit. 2 wings of the bird, grace and hard work. And if we understand that part of the practice is getting out of the matrix so we can see what's going on literally as well as the truth, who we are, then we can know which way the wind's blowing. And we can break out of the matrix. And we can know the truth of who we are. Peace be with you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Tat Sat.